Ever heard of the Ferrari Purosangue? The name itself is a mouthful, translating to pure blood. Though it's a bit of an Italian flair, it's more like thoroughbred. And that's fitting, considering Ferrari's iconic prancing horse logo and reputation for crafting supercars that make your heart race. But here's the twist. This time, Ferrari's ventured into uncharted territory with something a bit different. A four-door, four-seat, four-wheel drive SUV packing a monstrous 6.5-liter V12 under the hood. Now, before you start thinking, oh, just another SUV, Ferrari's here to tell you otherwise. They're calling the Purosangue a whole new genre. So, is it really just an SUV in disguise, or is it Ferrari onto something groundbreaking? They might just have a point. The Purosangue is all about breaking the mold. If you stick to the true meaning of SUV, you might just call this Ferrari the most authentic one out there. It's got real sporting credentials with seating for four, and those real seats, accessed through fancy rear hinged doors, are just as luxurious as the ones up front. Under the hood, you'll find a beastly 715 horsepower, 6.5-liter V12 engine. This setup is unique, considering no one's done a V12 like this since the Lamborghini LM002 and the Q7 V12 TDI bowed out. Ferrari has picked the best of the best from its parts bin, cramming that V12 so far under the hood, the last two cylinders could practically warm your knees. This front mid-engine setup is all about balance. The gearbox is an 8-speed paddle shift beauty located in the rear, with a power takeoff unit borrowed from the GTC4 Lusso, driving each front wheel with its pair of clutches. But don't get too excited about off-roading. That four-wheel drive system is more of a sidekick than the star. The car feels rear-wheel drive most of the time, staying true to Ferrari's racing DNA. Sounds like classic Ferrari, right? But there's more. Step inside and you'll notice a fresh take on the interior, with new ways to interact with all the systems. The Purosangue boasts a smart suspension system that lets it handle like a Ferrari should, while still offering the GT comfort you'd expect in an SUV. Oh, and before you ask, no, there's no hybrid assistance here, so expect the fuel consumption to be, let's say, not great. We're talking 393 kilogram of CO2 and a combined fuel economy of 16.3 miles per gallon. But who cares when you've got 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds and a top speed of 193 miles per hour. The price tag? £313,360 to start. But with Ferrari's love for options, most Purosangues will be rolling out closer to £400,000. So how does it stack up against the competition? If you ignore the cost, the Purosangue blows the Urus and DBX out of the water. While those rivals borrow platforms, engines, and other bits from brands like Bentley, Audi, Porsche, and Mercedes, the Purosangue is pure Ferrari. It doesn't compromise on Ferrari's essence just to fit the traditional SUV mold. It's all about that Ferrari-ness, with practicality coming second. But let's not pretend it's cheap, even though it's not really faster than DBX 707 or a Urus Performante. It drives circles around them. The V12's purity, the smooth ride, the precision, it's something the hyper SUV world hasn't seen before. So, is it just a lifted Ferrari, or is it actually practical? Surprisingly, it's pretty practical. For a Ferrari, that is. It's got a hatchback and a 473-liter boot, which, while not massive, can expand a bit when you drop the seats electronically. It's not a totally flat load space, but it's enough for a few boxes. Plus, Ferrari's planning some seriously pricey carbon fiber accessories for carrying bikes and skis. It's as practical as it can get without losing that Ferrari essence, feeling like a mix between a big GT and an SUV. So there you have it, the Ferrari Purosangue. The car that finally gives Ferrari fans something they've been craving, a Ferrari they can drive every single day. With 4 seats you can actually use and enough practicality to handle your daily errands. This isn't just a supercar pretending to be an SUV. It's a Ferrari through and through, with a bit of added versatility. Sure, Ferrari might have been hesitant at first to jump into the SUV game, especially after saying that they wouldn't. And yes, the price tag is steep at £313,000, even for those who don't blink at big numbers. But there's a reason for Ferrari to feel awkward about it. The world has changed, and the Purosangue is here to prove that a daily driver can still have that unmistakable Ferrari flair. So, if you're as excited about the Purosangue as we are, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. What do you think about Ferrari's first, not an SUV, SUV?